Add your slide to stream.
Good day, everyone. My name is Husseini Oluwatobi, and I'm going to be your host today for the Niger Data Platform. And if you've been following us from the first week, I'm sure you've learned a lot so far. And this is going to be our 10th and final week. Today, we are going to be talking about building interactive reports with Excel. And our speaker for today is going to be Mr. Owoeye. These are our partners for Niger Data Platform, Microsoft, VH ICT, Gyre Computers, Resolute, Cedar Growth Consultant, Skirt Creativity, and Enterprise DNA. We thank you so much for partnering with us. And this is our speaker for today, Mr. Owoeye Adeyemi. And Mr. Owoeye Adeyemi is a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. He has over 9 years experience in financial accounting and reporting, receivables management, process involvement, taxation and consulting, as well as internal audit in various sectors such as aviation, entertainment, marketing, fintech, FMCG within Nigeria and outside the shores of Nigeria. He's currently an independent consultant with Resource Bridge on finance, tax, strategy, and business development. He's also a consultant to the SMEs in Lagos, providing training, tax advisory, and bookkeeping service with companies in oil and gas, FMCG, and building sectors. Before we proceed with the presentation, I hope we all have our writing materials and our laptops so we can follow step by step because one of the easiest way to learn is to practice as you are watching and then you can jot a thing or two important points. I'm sure you'll be blown away with the presentation. Please pay attention. Thank you very much.
This last series of the Niger Data Platform training series, and I think we're going to have a lovely time. Shout out to Mr. Toby Oluwatobi for that awesome introduction. I also want to like to thank our past partners, BHC, ICT, SCART, Microsoft, SEDA, Enterprise DNA, and Geo Computers. Thank you, everyone, for this platform. So we don't really have much time. Today we'll be looking at building interactive report with Microsoft Excel. And the reason is because some of us belong to some organizations and sometimes we might need to present quick reports, and these reports might actually generate some insight, and it's very, very imperative for us to make these reports interactive as much as possible. So without much ado, I'll just want to run us through the outlines. I'll be adding my screen shortly, so just look at so today we'll be looking at okay, so let me just start with the introduction. So basically, I'm a finance professional, a trader, Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and I also consult in terms of business processing improvements, strategy advisory for SMEs, tax, bookkeeping, and accounting services. Those are my contacts. If you want to reach me, you can reach me on LinkedIn or send me an email for that. So without much ado, I want to also thank our partners, like I mentioned earlier. So these are our partners. So today, for our outline, we'll be looking at interactive reporting, the tools for interactive reporting, understanding the structure of the data, building pivot tables, chart slicers, and also inserting the slicers. It's very important we just brush up through. I know we've had a session before, so here we're going to be running like a small demo using the Walmart data and also making this report a little bit interactive as much as possible. So First of what is interactive reporting? So here we'll try to look at the definition as well as the purpose of interactive reports. So an interactive report is a report that enables users like you and me to perform various data discovery and analysis, such as drilling down the data, filtering the data, and sorting with ease. So why do we need to prepare interactive reports? We all know technology has had a significant impact on even reporting. Even organizations don't want their reporting to be static. They want dynamic reports. They need quick reports. They need quick information that will help them make prompt decisions, make prompt business decisions. So, and when you have a static data, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually provide those insights for the management. So, one of the reasons is we just want it to be dynamic so that the business can actually take decisions or action as fast as possible. Now, what are the tools for interactive reports? Is here we'll be looking at and I would itemize the array of tools which we use in the Microsoft Excel application. So Microsoft Excel is one, Power BI is one, Tableau is one, TrueSpot is one, Analytics by Zoho is one, and you also have this Google Analytics. So these are also tools. But first of all, before we move further, it's very important we understand the structure and data report and the reporting requirements. Now, the objective here is for us to provide insights. Now, these insights will vary from probably your qualitative or your quantitative variable as available in the data. So it's very important that you understand, study the data very well before you say, okay, you want to start, interacting. So looking at our Walmart data set, which I'll be sharing shortly, one of the things or one of the examples that I have done is I've put them into buckets. So these buckets will kind of help me. I call it something like more or less data planning or report planning. So before my reports is actually prepared, I actually say, okay, this is what this report entails. Let me know everything about this data. Okay, this data has 21 headers. What are the quantitative values there? There are 4. What are the qualitative values there? There are 13. What are the key business variables that I can use to generate insights? There are actually 4. So when we see the data, then I think we would go on and on. So what do we intend to achieve from this bucket? So what we intend to achieve is, one, we want to know something. Like, I mentioned 4 business key variables. I said, one, we want to highlight or know the highest or the lowest sales customer per year. We might even want to know the contribution or total sales by customer. We might want to know the highest or the lowest state. We might even want to know where our profit is coming from, whether it is the highest or it's the lowest. So it depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. So another one is we might even want to know the year in which the sales was high, the year in which it was low, the year we had the highest discount, the year we had the lowest discounts. We want to know the category type, the sales category relative to the Walmart data. So sometimes planning can entail this. So it's very important to don't just jump into just preparing the reports, but actually you are very methodical in the way you are actually doing that, because the end result actually is what we're looking at. So the next slide is we're looking at building pivot tables and charts. Well, that's another tool you need to understand. Everybody must know how to use a pivot table. In fact, it's a key requirement because it's actually fast. Now, this tool will enable us to compress our data in a summarized form, and this can be useful for quick reporting. So I have some definition of pivot table. It's basically a summary tool that summarizes your information from a larger data set. Now, the functionality, it's actually more of a descriptive statistics tool. So you can actually get things like sum if, you can generate your count if, you can generate your max, your product variance, and etc. So another one is things you should also note when you are actually, about to properly, or what things you need to note when you are preparing interactive data is, one, you need to learn to clean your data. It's very important to clean your data. Excel tables are faster way to create dynamic reports. And also, your rows will be your time increments, whether that is in quarters, in months, or in years. And also, your column will actually be your identifier. So we'll look at all this in detail. So these are just examples. So these are examples for us to look at. So the next thing here is also looking at your charts and slices. And your slicers, what are they? They are contextual tab known as they are contextual ribbons. Some people call them contextual tabs, some people call them contextual ribbons. So it depends on when you use them. So they are not things that happen, they are available from time to time on your Excel ribbon. So probably they appear and they disappear. And types of them are the slicers, the picture format, the tables, and the spark lines. Apologies, I'm a bit rushing, but just I just have to, because we have a whole lot to cover. We have a lot of ground to cover. So probably when we have our pace series, then probably we'll be taking them one by one. But this is just a mere introduction. But when I'm actually preparing my demo, then you are all going to see from that. So another thing is, when you are also preparing your reporting, another thing is you should not even make it look like it's an Excel application. You just change the formatting, and there are things that you can look out for when you are formatting your italics, how you bold, how you design the ribbon, how you change the theme, how you effect tools like data validation, use tools like data validation, drop down menu, and all those stuffs, which could be really cool. So what next? Next, we are jumping into that the demo. And the demo here, we're actually going to be looking at this pivot table. We're going to be looking at the Walmart data, and we want to look at, okay, how we can use this Walmart data to get our sales by category, sales by trend, sales by subcategory, sales by region, and sales by state. So let's jump right into it. All right. Thank you, everyone. So I'll be switching on my camera now, and I would be sharing my screen shortly. So just give me some minutes. All right. So I believe everyone can see my screen here. So what we have here is actually the Walmart data set. Now, this Walmart data set, like I shared in our bucket, has a whole lot of things. And one of the things we need to do is even look at our minimum requirements. So, what are the things we intend to achieve, like I stated earlier? And this is why I just brought this here. So, without much ado, one of the first things that we really need to do is that we would first off try as much as possible to, excuse me, try as much as possible to put our data into certain buckets. So just give me some minutes while I really adjust some things. I'm still with you. All right. So now we have our data here. So while I'm doing that, I know I am aware of the functionality of when we are sharing screens, I might not be able to see certain functionalities. When time comes, I'm going to share my screen. So just due to privacy reasons and control reasons. So let's just get started. So the first thing is that we have this data set. So one thing we need to do first is we need to start with our pivot, our tables. That's the best way. The reason why we're doing that is that we need our data to be a little bit dynamic. And when they are dynamic in that sense, then we use a table, because these tables will help us, even when we are updating our records from time to time. We don't need to go back. It's just update, input our data, and we move on. So the shortcut for that is Control T. Control T. And once you do that, you can see it has highlighted everything, and we click on OK. So when I click on OK, remember in the course of my presentation, I mentioned something about contextual tables. So these tables are not available. They are only available when you actually activate a particular function in Microsoft Excel. So you can see here that I have this table design here, but once I step out of it, I'm already out of it. So no worries, this data is already clean, so that we don't spend time cleaning data and all this. We just want to just go jump right into it, because we have a whole lot of things to do. So then another thing I try to do is just try and prepare my tabs, my sheet. So I named this one dashboard. That's the first one. I'm sorry, I think I have something already So let me just okay. Let me just okay. Apologies for that. So I'll just unhide and bring it here. So I think I have my dashboard. Okay, so so my dashboard is ready. So the first thing is looking through the data set. We all know that this is actually data for a store in United States, and that is the Walmart data. So here, what we intend to do is that we want to make sure that this information here is properly. Okay, sorry. I think okay, apologies. So I'll just run through. I'll run through. So I'll run through again. So I didn't know it wasn't showing. So now that's showing. So let's just get moving. So what I just did was I said our data set here is just here, and that belongs to Walmart. And one of the things that we need to do first is we need to change this to a an Excel table. And to get it an Excel table, you need to just use the command function Control T. Once you use Control T, you click on OK. Once you click on OK, you have the contextual ribbon coming in here. Without this contextual ribbon, there is nothing. It's once you are out of this space, it disappears. Can you say it disappears? Once you are in this space, it appears. So what it does is that that contextual ribbon is actually more or less like a temporary ribbon or a temporary tab that is used. And I said the reason why we're using this Excel table is because we feel that this data will keep on increasing from time to time. And once it increases from time to time, we might need to at the end of the day, we might need to, instead of imputing this data manually or refreshing manually, to refresh automatically, because we'll be using more of pivot tables. So the first thing I did was to create my dashboard. That is my tab, and that is what I did here. So I have my tab as my dashboard. And the next thing I'm going to really jump into right now is creation of my pivot table and my slicers. And this pivot table and slicers, what I'm going to do to them is that I am going to ensure that I label everyone. That is one. Everyone. I'm going to create individual spreadsheets for them. So I'm going to start. Then when I'm done, I'm going to also create my slicers also. Everything for my slicers also. So there's another thing that I also want us to just take note of, that if you feel that you don't need to use this pivot table again, you can as well convert it to a normal table by clicking on the tab design ribbon here, or clicking on the table, the tab design. Then below here, if you're using Office 365, just click on convert to range. And once you click on convert to range, it goes back to a normal table. So that's what I want you to note there. So let's just get started. So the first thing is we have this data. What do we want to do? We want to achieve. So we're going to insert our pivot table. So that's going to be our first pivot table. So we'll just click on OK. We have our table range, we have the new worksheet. We don't want to do anything. We just want to click on that, and once you click on that, now we have options here in the pivot table in 4 buckets. So the first one is the filter, the second one is the column, the third one is the row, the fourth one is the value. Now here you could put in alphabets. It's more suitable for alphabets. Also here suitable for alphabet, but here is more suitable for numbers only. If you put alphabets there, to just automatically see it as a count. So it's very important that we note that. So what we're going to do now is that we are going to start. So one of the first things we're going to do is that what are we trying to look at? So we want to look at our sales by let's start by sales by state. So let's look at sales by state. We look at sales by subcategory. We look at sales by category. And we look at sales by trend. Because if you look at the data here, you can see that we have the customer name, which is very important. We have the segment, we have the country, we have the states, we have the region, and we have these 4 key business variables, that is sales, quantity, discount, and profit. So everybody wants to know what customer is giving us the highest sales, what customer is giving us the lowest sales. But we cannot get that information here on this table. We need something interactive, and that is what we are going to do now. So let's just get started because of our time. So the first thing we're going to do is we have our pivot table. So this is the first pivot table here. So what we want to do is that For our sales by region, we just want to see it in years. So what we want to do is that we'll use any of the dates. So let's just use the order date. So let's use the order date to make it just look. So let's bring in the order date. And you can see that here in my order date, once I click it, automatically is already grouping it for me. So I don't really want that. I don't really want that. So what I want to do is that I want to see this as individual years. So for me to see it as individual years, I right click and I come here to group. I click on group and I can now select this month, quarter, and I want it to show years alone. And once I have years, you can see that it's looking a little bit structured. So what I want to do first is I want to see my sales by region. So I will come here and say, okay, where is my sales? So here is my sales. We are focusing on sales for today. So you can also try your exercises on others, maybe like profit or region, but let's look at what we can do with sales. So we look at this, and once we have this, we have this one here. The next thing we're going to do is format. So we right click and come to our value field settings. Once you come to your value field settings, you just check for your values, and come here to the number format, click the number format, just a minute. So click the number format and you can see the currency. So I want the currency to be in the United States dollar. So I'm going straight down quickly, and this forms my basis, and I click on OK. So I don't need to change this from time to time. So basically this is done. So once I'm done here, I would rename this. I can even rename my pivot table. So how do I rename my pivot table? It's very important. I can come here, but I'm not done yet because there's still something we need to do. So we just need these sales by region. So let's just create the region, sales by region. We come here, sales by region. Here we have our region here, and this region is here. So you can see we have this, everything here. And we can even do something cool by even sorting it from the highest to largest to smallest. Even from here, we are seeing our insights that this one is 2017 was the period we had our highest sales. So we can see how we are already moving. So we right click, once we right click, the next thing we are going to do is I want us to even name this pivot table. So I'll name this and say sales by region, and okay. So once I'm done with that, I can also name this one to sales by region, and I move to the next one. The next one, I'll come here and I create another Excel sheet, and I come here and I can also say I want to see another one, and that one is going to be probably sales by state. So I want to see sales by state. So for me to see the sales by state, I'm going to swap. I'm going to bring the year here, and I'm going to bring the states on the horizontal, on the vertical column. So let me remove this one. We're really we just want to really build. So by states, then I move this here. So I'm seeing this is actually lovely. Then I can also change my pivot also, and can say sales by state. So I'm done by that with that. Then I can come here also, rename sales by state. The next one I want to see is I want to see my sales by subcategory. So I want to see the subcategory also. So what I can do also, it's also do the same thing. I'll copy the same pivot table. Just a minute. And I'll come here again, create another one. Sales by, and that's sales. Oh, sorry. Let's adjust this one, and let's say sales by category trend. So sales by category trend is going to be a little bit different here. So we've done our sales by region, we have done our sales by state. So we are looking at sales by category. So next one is sales by category. So let's go to category. Let's go to category. So we remove states. Then we can add our category here. So we have our sales by category here. So I think we are good to go. Uh, Another thing we will want to do is let's now rename again sales by category. And the next thing I want us to do is let's just itemize all our slicers. Just we have some. Okay, let's just do one more. Sales by category, uh, by trend. I think we should look at that too. Sales by category by trend. But let's first of all create our slicer. So to create our slicers, we just need to do is just select on any part of this. Once you select on any part of this pivot table, you click on pivot table analyze and insert slicer. Now, once I'm inserting the slicer, all I need to do is click on any option available here. So I'm clicking on year, segment. Do I want to see country or state? I'll see state. um I want to see region. I want to see category. Then I would like to see, I think that's all. I think for now, let me see if I've not missed anything out. So I think this is okay. So once you see that, it's going to group everything together. Then we'll take it away. I'm going to select everything, holding control alt and my arrow key, and I'm taking it to another place here where I just itemize them. I select them, put them here, put them here, and I go back to the last one, take it away, Control X, and put it here, and I have this. So this is my slicer. So we're still we're coming. We just want to just make sure that everything is properly structured. So we have more. So I'm going to select all these here. You can see that there's another contextual ribbon here, the slicer here. Then I want to check the look and feel. I can come here and change the look and feel at once, or I change the look and feel individually by selecting that slicer and picking the desired style I want, just to add more color. Although the objective is not for the color, but for us to drive insights. So let's see. Let me change this one, and let me change this one. So I think I have that one sorted out. So once I'm done with that, the next one I want to look at is sales by category by trend. And so what I'm just going to do is just going to put the segments. So for this one, I'm going to name them my slices, then my sales by category by trend. So next one, I come here, I want to copy this again, Control C, and I come here and I paste, Control V. And next thing I need to do is also rename my slicer. So I need to put my category. So sales by category by trend. So I'm removing my region and I'm adding my category here. Where is my category? So this is my category here. I'm not putting it here, I'm putting it under the filter. So I'm putting my category under the filter here. So here I have this category. So these are all the categories here. Then by year. So I'm bringing the year, I'm putting it here. Then I would now add the states. So I want to know my sales per category per state. So this one now is my sales per category per or states. Just make this quick. All right. So once we're done with that, the next thing we are going to do is we want to quickly. So I think we are done. I think we just have this one, 2, 3, 4. So I think we should add one more, but which one do I think we can add? Sales by category, sales by per category per state. We have the sales per subcategory. I don't think we should need that. So let's just see if we need any other thing because of time. We'll come back to that. So the next thing we do is let's try as much as possible to start building our dashboard. So the first thing we are doing is I just want to start by building it by dragging down this column. I mean this row here. Once you drag down, you we're going to see something now. So Just hold on. So I have my region here now. So what I want to do is I just want to build my dashboard. So this dashboard now, I'm just going to merge this place, and I'm going to change the background color. So I think I would love a blue. Or let me just extend this so that, so I love a blue. I love blue. So, or so. Then I want to insert my text. So I can just do something like this and say wall marks data insights for sales for 5 years. You still have you can use any style you want to. You can use any style you want to. But for me, I think I would prefer this. So I think this looks a little bit lovely. And I can maybe probably also change this one to blue. So it looks a little bit this thing. So the next thing I want to do is, okay, so one thing I would love also to include is my map. I'm going to include my map. Yeah, I'm going to include my map. So I'm done with that. I've included my map. The next thing I'm going to do is continue with my dashboard. And now I think I'm okay here. So what I want to do is I want to insert all my pivot charts. So I'm bringing in my pivot charts now. So for my pivot charts now, for this one here, my sales by region, I would want to adjust this a little bit. I want to adjust this a little bit. Okay, I think this is nice now. So I want to adjust this a little bit. And I'm going to let me bring in my chart. So the first thing is click on pivot analyze. Once you click on pivot analyze, you have a whole range of options. Then you have recommended pivot table. So you can see you have recommended pivot tables that we're not using here. So what we are looking at is just the charts. So you click on the charts. Once you click on the chart, it brings up an option. So this is an option here. You have a whole array of options. Now, when you have long data sets, it's much applicable to use the bar charts. You know, just this vertical these bar charts here, clustered bar charts. Just use them. It's very nice for when you have long data set. But for this one, we use the column. So we're done with this one. So the one thing I want to do is I want to remove all these field buttons. I'll just hide them. I want to remove these lines here. Then I can now take this away. Let me just take it away. So Control X, snap, come here, Control V. I don't want to see this one here, so I just want to see this. So just bring this one here, bring this here a little bit, and I take this here. And so I have my color legends, okay? So I won't tamper with any color legends because of time. So here I have this here, and this here I need to also put like a header there. So I would want to include my chart title and say sales by region, uh, region category by the year. And so that's that. So for this now, I want to do something. Let me just bring in my slicers almost immediately so that time, because of time. So I just bring this, anyone that fits in, it's fine. So Control C, I come to my dashboard, Control V. Then how do I want to see this? I want to see this by button. So I can come to my slicer here, increase the number of columns to maybe 4, and do something like this, put it here, expand it, and I think it can sit here. It can sit here. Then for my segments, or I think I will do something else with the segment. So I'll just do this for the states. Then let me see whether this will fit properly. Okay, I can reduce the height and the width. So I think we will just have to make do with. Let me reduce. So here you can adjust. So let me just quickly adjust. Right, this is good. You know, just trying to crash it as much as possible. So because I know we don't really have time. So let's take this. Okay, I think we're moving. Okay, we'll make do with this. So what we'll just do is let's leave it. But if you want to adjust like button for, we'll use the button for this one. But for the slicer here, we'll just return it back to normal so that the width we have the same width for almost everything. Uh, so we have this here. We have this here. Now I won't take it that long, but let's just leave it this way. Then let me see this one. So basically, the formatting is actually what takes much of the time, but it's just better you just get this done, as like get this one done like almost immediately. Then or you just know that you are done. Then this one, I think it's we can adjust for 3 columns. I mean three, yes, three, good. Then we reduce this. Then yes, so I think this is nice. Then we can, whoa, okay, 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 I'll just leave this here. I'll leave this here. Then for category, the same thing goes, three. And here I have this here, I have this here, I have this here. So I'll just move this here. So I think the only thing I didn't want to do before was expanding this. So I just have to expand it. I have no choice. So let's just expand. Let's expand. And we have this. I think this would be nice. A little bit nice here. Nice here. Just the formatting is actually very important. So just remember what we said, the look and feel of Excel. So okay, I think we are good like this. Good. One more, one more. Good. So we have this here. I think I can take this one to here. So to create more space. Yes, so I have this here too. So I have created that space. Then I think I'll change this my team to something a little bit yeah. So if you look at this now, I think we are getting there. So here I would want to just adjust this a little bit, and here then I want to also adjust this a little bit. So I think for this eastern central region, I'll just adjust and put by the side. For the regions, we'll put by the side here. Put by the side. So let's just keep this here. So we'll just keep this here for now. So just test run, but we just have to move on. So the next thing we need to do is now, let's complete all the other charts. So we have sales per category per state. So for the state, let's also come to our pivot table, pivot chart, and let's see. So this is what we have here, but let's see whether we can use this bar. I think this is nice. We'll use this one. Then I'm going to copy or cut and take it to the next place, which is my sales by region. I mean, sorry, I'm taking it to my dashboard here. I have this here. So I just want to see this here. Then I have to hide all this. We have to hide these fields. So sorry, let's take it back. Let's take it back. Let's take it back and do that at the base. So here I'm going to hide all my field buttons. I'm going to remove this. Then I think we would this is by city. Let's use by states, or let's use by category. Let's use by category. I think let's create for something by category. So I'll just come to pivot table, analyze pivot charts, and I come to my category. So here is my category. So I want to use this bar charts. Yeah, this is nice. I don't want to use the same thing. Then let's hide the field buttons, this, then Control X, and I'll take it to my dashboard, Control V. So I have this here already state. So I would want to also add sales by category. So I come here, my chat title, sales by category. And I have this here. Then I think this is done. I put this here also just to make it well aligned. And the next thing I want to do is I want to add my map. So for my map, it's very, very important to just look at this quickly as soon as possible. So I've just added one or two things more and we call it a day. So for the map, what we just need to do is just probably we are going to just come here and say map. So let's say map. So okay, this is map here. So we have our map already. So delete, come to map here. So for this one, I will be using my sales by state. So for my sales by state, all I want to see is just the grand total. But for my map, it's going to be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Why is it difficult? Is because we just want to see the grand total. I don't want to see any year. So we'll just come. I just want to see this pivot table. I will increase my field list so I can see this, and I would remove these dates. So all I have here is my sum of sales. Then I will sort. I will sort from smallest to largest. Then what I'm going to do is also I'm going to bring in the country so that we can see the. So I'm bringing in my country. This is my country here. So country before state. So then I'll change this to tabular format. So I'll come here, come to my field settings, come to my layout, show items in tabular format, repeat item labels, and click on OK. So you can see that everything is now reading California, New York, the states, and the respective sales in even a chronological fashion. So the next thing we are doing is select, and we need our pivot map. So all I just need to do is come to insert or pivot table analyze, but I come to insert and click on maps. Once I click on maps, I click on this. It's telling me that I can't create my map with this, but that's the limitation of using this pivot table. But we have a way around it. So what we are going to do is just create this California, copy, then paste here. And once we paste, or we can copy everything, Control C here and paste. Once we paste, the next thing we are going to do is let's select and see whether we can use the map. So once we create, I think we should just a minute recommended charts. So we have our map. Okay. So once you have your map here, the only thing that we'll just need to do is we need to move this map, this data back to the pivot map so that when we are changing anything. So all we are going to do is just come here and select data. And you can see from this table here, our data here starts from B to D. So we'll just come here and edit from G and I to B to D. So edit to B edit here to D. And once you click on OK, it moves to this place. Then we can now take our map away to the dashboard here. So once we have that, we already have our map already. Then we have this map here. Just a minute. Yeah, I wish we had more time, but just because of this. So I want to include my data labels also. So you notice if you increase your data label, so one thing I wanted to say is that if you increase your data label, you see like the figure of all the states. And when you expand, once you expand the map, you see everything at a stretch, So, but we don't want to do that. I want to add one more thing if there's still more time. But before I do that, one of the things I am going to do is let me just connect all my tables. So now this sheet or this report is not really interactive. So why is still not interactive? Because if I even click any of these slicer here, you can see it's only one of these that is changing. If I click this one, only this one is changing. So I need everything to change at once. So all you need to do first is report all your connections. So all you just do is just come to the slicer here. You can come here and report all connections and just check these buttons. Once you check, you click on OK. You come here again, report connections. You see, you check this one. You come here, report all connections. Just because everything, I think everything has even been done just with the click of a button. Okay, this one has not been connected. I connect this one. You select this one, this slicer again from the state, report all the connections again. And once you are done, let's just check something. You can see everything has changed. You can see even the map adjusted. Office furnitures. I want to see something for office furniture. Okay, I want to see what has happened in technology. Oh, beautiful. I can see what has happened in technology. I can see that there's an increase here and in the year 2017 technology. And if you point your cursor to it, you will see that we can see this. Okay, so let me just do something. Let me do something. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this here. Or sorry, let me just move. Let me retain this. I'll move the states here. Then I'll move the region to this place. I'm moving the region here. So here is my region, and I'm putting my states here. So with this, I think I'm just trying to adjust everything to make it look. So I wish we can do more, but this is how much we can take for today. So let's just look at this and increase this. So okay, I think this is one. This is one here. I think we still need to do some adjustments. And okay, I think this is cool. And here we are. Here we are. So we have this here. But if you can look, you notice that there's some grid lines at the back. So making it interactive, all we need to do is just change this. I mean, just remove the all grid lines, and you can use that shortcut button. I love shortcut buttons a lot. Alt WVG, and you can see that I don't have that again. The keyboard shortcut again is Alt WVG. Alt WVG. So you can see now I have my dashboard is a little bit interactive to an extent. uh this face can still accommodate more, but for now this is what we can do. So when we are having more an extensive session on this, I think probably would touch on more areas, but this is just introduction 101, more or less, like, okay, this is what you can achieve with Excel. So now one final thing is I want to make it less Excel. I need more space. Let me collapse my ribbon. So I have this here. Then I think I'm good. I think we are good, or you can even leave it the other way around. So I think we are good this way. So because this was how we did it. So if I click on furniture, furniture changes, something changes here. If I click on office supply, it changes. I can see something on office supply, and it's actually on on technology rather. I can see on consumer. I can see on corporate. I can see my data changing on corporate. I want to see my home office changing. So let's even check this one. I think this connection is not done. Let me just, oh, our connection has not been completed. So let's finish our connections. So let's just do another check. Report connections. Excuse me, my battery is low. I think I need to power on. So so I need to get this. So now we have our office furniture. We have these reports. Let me just check our report connections. Everything needs to be checked. Everything needs to be checked. Everything. We have this and this. Okay. I'm checking for the states, report connections. Okay. My segments, report connections. Okay. And for this, okay. So with this, I think we have a beautiful dashboard. So let's test and see whether, oh, lovely, something has changed. Let me see for office supplies, something changed. Let me see for consumer, something changed. Let me see for corporate, something changed. If I see for home and office, you can even notice that here, even the states are changing. Everything is changing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is more or less like an introduction of what we can achieve with Microsoft Excel using this as an insight. So if you have any question, you can reach me through my social media. I mean, my email, my contact. You can reach me via my contact. You can reach me via email, or you can drop the questions on the chat board currently. Once I'm going to actually respond to you, then we can take it off from there. So you can actually do something much more beautiful and as lovely as this. And with this short time, I think if we had more time, we would have been able to even do something much more comprehensive. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to really thank everyone for your time. My name still remains Owoeye Adeyemi, and big up to the Niger Data Platform community. It's been a wonderful time here. So, like I said, this is my email. I mean, this is my email address and also my LinkedIn profile. You can reach me. If you have any comments right now, just drop on the comment section down below. We'll be very glad to respond to you. Thank you, everyone. Do have a lovely weekend and God bless.
Wow, what a wonderful session. And I'm sure we learned a lot and we have lots of questions. Please drop your questions on the comment section and we'll answer you immediately. Okay. If you have questions, please drop it in the comment section so we can attend to them. Okay. So that will be all for this track. If you're interested in joining us in the next track, this is what we are going to be talking about. Solving a world solving a world problem with Azure Data Factory. If you're interested in this, please join our track. I'll be dropping the links to this track here to make it easy for us.